Today we're going to focus on bearing weight in our bodies in order to strengthen our bones and strengthen our muscles. It's really important when we're practicing yoga that we remember that it's still a yoga practice. However, we've known for a very long time that a lot of the poses that we can do in yoga are weight bearing. Of course, if you want to add more weight into your daily life, you're welcome to explore other avenues of weight bearing or weight training. And I highly recommend them. And I truly believe that really however we can work and use our bodies so that our bones and our muscles are strong is really important. However, because this is a yoga-oriented practice, we're going to stick with yoga today. So let's come on to our hands and knees. And first, you'll align your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. Just this simple position of having four corners, spreading your fingers evenly, and noticing how you're bearing weight in your hands is important, okay? So we want to try to spread it out. And this is just simple tabletop pose. Now we're going to take the right arm forward. And here you're bearing weight just on the left hand. So you may be used to doing the cat dog pose, and we'll explore that one in a moment. But at first, this might be where you choose to stay. So get used to this feeling. Bring your hand down and switch, bringing the other hand forward. Again, trying to keep your weight evenly balanced. So even though the predominant weight is on the right hand, don't forget about your legs. You still have your legs. And then bring it down. Now, if that felt okay and you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit more, we'll bring the right hand forward and bring the left leg back. Try to find a spot to stare at. Now, I know this incorporates balance as well, but we're also bearing weight at the same time. So find the diagonal from your left hand to your right leg, and find the diagonal from your right arm to your left leg and pull it apart so you feel balanced here. And then bring the hand and the knee down. Switching. So we're going to take the left arm forward first, and then when ready, stretch the right leg back. Again, try to find the diagonal. Right hand to left leg, left arm to right leg. That's it. Bring it down and come back onto all fours. Okay. Now we're going to come onto our forearms. And when we come onto the forearms, we're going to come into a plank pose. So we want to stretch through the heels, press down, let the head look straight down. Again, holding the weight bearing. And then come back onto your knees. Good. So next, we'll come back into the into the forehand knee position. Curl the toes and come into dog pose. So really fabulous. Excuse me. Relax your neck. And again, finding the four corners. So we have equal pressure. So it is not just about putting weight in the arms, but also engaging the legs. Feel free to keep a little bend in the knees.
That's it. Good. Now, one of the fun things that we know about bearing weight is sometimes jumping or landing is really good for your bone density. So something simple like jumping forward, jumping back to dog is going to give you that experience. So we want to hop forward, hop back, hop forward, hop back. One more. Hop forward and hop back. And you can do the same on one leg where you kick and you lift one leg at a time. So it's like a donkey kick. And you can try it on the other side. And bring it down. And then walk your feet up to your hands. Just hang over. Give yourself a moment there. And then come on up to stand. Now, we're going to jump out. So much the way you do in an Iyengar sequence to come into triangle or fan pose. Start in mountain, hands on the hips. Jump out. Good. Then jump back. And jump out. And then jump back. One more time. Jump out. And jump back. And now you're going to jump out. And you're going to stay. So here, we'll come into triangle pose. And we're using triangle pose to transition to half moon. So we're bearing weight on just one leg. Now you're welcome to use a yoga block here. So you can turn your foot out. Doesn't matter which way you start. Take your block with you. Reach out and down. Okay? So first, just give yourself a moment to explore your triangle. Engaging your core, engaging your quads as you rotate open. And then you can transition to your half moon. Hand on the hip, bend the front knee, move the block about a foot away. Really, you want it directly under your shoulder, so it's not arbitrary. And then you can reach your hand up. So here you're balancing on one leg and balancing on your hand as well. Take at least 30 seconds here if possible. And then when you feel ready, you'll come back, rise up. Turn your feet to face sideways again, so you're back in the fan shape. And then switch. Turn your other foot out. Reach out and down, finding your triangle. And again, you want to take a little time to be in your triangle pose. Holding your triangle. Find the steadiness of it. And then when you're ready, hand to the hip. Bend the front knee, shift so that your hand is going to be under your shoulder. Lift your leg hip height. Stretch your other arm up. Again, you want to try to do this for 30 seconds. Now, please feel free to use a wall here. So this is a great pose to do against the wall, especially if you find that balance eludes you. You can still be bearing weight. You can still be exploring this shape without fearing for falling. Hand to the hip, bend the knee, come back. You can leave your block there. Turn your feet, hands back on the hips, and hop back in. Good. So we're actually going to grab our block again and stick that between the legs. So we're squeezing legs together. And what we're going to do here is engage these inner thighs so that we're feeling stability, okay? And then we're going to be lifting up onto the balls of the feet. So here it gets a little bit tricky because we're trying to balance, but we want to bear weight on the toes, okay? So in order to do that, it helps to engage those inner thigh muscles. That's it. If you feel really steady, whoops, which I guess I don't for a moment, is you can also bring the arms up. There you go. And then you'll bring it back down and pause there. Great. Now, we're going to put the block away. I'm going to grab a yoga bolster. This weighs about probably 8 to 10 pounds. So my recommendation is to find something that's about this weight. And if you don't have a yoga bolster, you can use that. Okay, so you're going to come lay down on your back. And the first thing you're going to do is just hold the bolster or whatever weight you're using, and you're going to bring it up above you. Okay? So here, just by holding something while you're in this position is going to bear some weight. And then you're going to put a little stress on the joint while you do it. So you're going to bring the arms back, and it's going to change the way the load feels. And then you're going to bring it back up. Okay, so this is a great preparation also for doing something like a handstand, right, where you start to really engage the muscles and the joints in a way that will help you feel prepared for that shape. But again, we're bearing weight here. So we're going to do that one more time. Bring it overhead. And then bring it back up. Beautiful. And you're going to bring it back down. And then you're going to put on your feet. Okay. So again, just about 8 to 10 pounds on the feet. Okay. And just holding. So even books are great here. You can have somebody put them on for you. But holding in this position, which is a really stable position, if you're concerned at all about your legs falling, you can put your legs up the wall and put the weights there. Okay, so you'll hold that ideally for a minute or two. Good. And then if you have something stable that you're not concerned about falling off, then you can bend your knees to bring it down. Otherwise, ask somebody to help you with that so it's safe. Okay. Now we're going to do a bridge by having this on us. So again, you can put a weight here. You can put books, whatever's heavier than your body itself. Okay. Even though you are still using your own body weight, it's a great way to add a little bit of extra effort. So arms will be at your side, and you're going to just lift the hips up and lower. Okay, again, lift the hips up and lower. And one more time, lift the hips up and lower. And if you find that you have more energy and you want to do a little bit more, you're welcome to do a couple more rounds of that. Okay, you're going to take this off now. Okay, and here we're just going to bear weight on just one leg. So a bridge pose, and you can hold the side of your mat for this. You don't have to clasp the hands. You're going to take your leg up in the air, press down, and lift up. Try to hold that if you can. Couple breaths. And then lower down. Bend the knee, put the foot down. Now you'll take the left leg up, ground down, lift the leg up, try to hold. And then bring it back down, and then bring your foot down. And you can repeat that a few times. So you want to feel like you're getting a little bit tired, and I have a lot to share with you, so I'm going to stop there, but please feel free to add more repetitions of that. So next, we're going to come onto our hands and knees again, and this time we'll clasp the hands. So we're making a triangle between our elbows and our hands. And we want to keep those elbows shoulders distance apart. So we're going to let the head dangle, press down into the forearms. And here you can stay. It's a great place to be. Again, bearing weight on your arms. Very important. And then if you want, you can challenge yourself by lifting one leg at a time. Place the foot down, lift the other leg up. Bring it down. And then come back. And you can take a rest. And then if you'd like, you can add one more little facet to it, and that's the dolphin pose. So we're keeping the hands clasped. You're going to lift the hips up high, and you're going to walk the feet back a little. Just enough so that you can come forward. And here again, you're clasping, so you have a little bit different experience in the shoulders. And you'll hold it. And then lift the hips back up again. And you can repeat that a few times, coming forward and back. And forward and back. And then you can take a rest. Let yourself pause in a child's pose. And there you have your weight-bearing yoga poses that will help with your longevity. See you again tomorrow.